Morning, friend. Come in out of the cold. Coffee's fresh. Sit down a minute before the day grabs you. I know that look. You're running on empty, aren't you? Not lazy, not weak, just worn down to the thread. There's a kind of tired that sleep won't touch. You've been strong for everybody else so long, you forgot where you set your own strength down. The job, the family, the bills that don't care how you feel. And you keep climbing anyway because that's what you do. Head down, shoulders into it, one more hill. But somewhere along the way, the tank ran dry, and you've been running on fumes and willpower ever since. Can I tell you something? The strength you're trying to squeeze out of yourself was never meant to come from you alone. You were not built to be your own engine. Isaiah saw people just like us, bone-tired, out of road, and he wrote down a promise that's held up for 2,600 years. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. Wait upon him. Not give up. Wait. There's a world of difference. You ever watch an eagle? It doesn't flap its way across the sky, beating the air to death. It finds the rising current, the thing already moving upward, and it leans into it. The lift was never the bird's to make. It just had to stop fighting and trust the wind. That's what waiting on God is. It's leaning your whole weight on a strength that isn't yours. And the strange thing, the paradox, is that's exactly when you finally rise. Paul put it plain, I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me. Not, I can do all things. Read it again. Through Christ. The power has an address, friend, and it isn't your own two hands. Paul wrote that from a prison cell, beaten, hungry, chained, and still he says, I can do this. Because his strength was bolted to something the chains couldn't reach. And here's the part nobody wants to hear. God said, My grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Made perfect in weakness. Your cracks aren't the problem. They're where the water gets in. You look at your weakness and see failure. God looks at it and sees an opening. The driest ground is where he loves to send the rain. David, old now, body failing, wrote this, My flesh and my heart faileth, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. He felt himself wearing out. We all will. The knees go, the grip weakens, but he'd learned where the real strength lived, not in the muscle that fades, in the God that doesn't. When your own heart fails you, friend, he becomes the strength of it. And don't miss this one because it surprises people. Nehemiah said, The joy of the Lord is your strength. Not the grit of the Lord, not the discipline of the Lord. The joy. Joy is fuel. The bitter man burns out, but the man who can still laugh with his kids, still thank God over a plain meal, that man has a strength the world can't drain because the world didn't give it. When the storms came, David didn't reach for a feeling. He reached for a rock. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength, in whom I will trust. Look at a sea cliff. The waves have been throwing themselves at it for 10,000 years. They roar in, they break, they slide back beaten. The cliff doesn't fight, it just stands. That's what it looks like to be founded on something that doesn't move. Your circumstances will roar. Let them. If your feet are on the rock, the noise is just noise. The thing that holds you was never going to be your own footing. He is the fortress you run into, not the fort you have to defend. There's a difference, and that difference is rest for a tired soul. Habakkuk ends with my favorite picture. The Lord God is my strength, and He will make my feet like hinds' feet, and He will make me to walk upon mine high places. Hinds' feet, deer's feet, made for the heights. The same ground that would break a careless man, the deer crosses like it's dancing. God doesn't just hand you strength, friend. He changes what you're able to stand on. So here's my prayer for you this morning. May you stop trying to be your own strength. May you wait on Him long enough to feel the lift, and may He set your feet on the high places, sure-footed, where you once thought you'd fall. You're not running on empty. You're standing next to a well. Stop straining. Lean in. Let Him renew you. Go on now. The day's waiting, and so is He. I'll see you tomorrow, friend. Walk steady.